All right. Hey there. Good morning, everybody. It's a few minutes after 11 a.m. Central Standard Time here on Tuesday, the 29th of March, 2022. I'm Chris Franks with Texas West Capital. Running a little bit behind there. Couldn't get the the screen there to change for you guys. So anyway, we're working here, coming at you live from an overcast and thunderstorm warning area here in Boerne, Texas. Hopefully you guys are doing all right. Bitcoin making some big moves as I talked about last week. So, we'll look at that again here today. I don't know. I think that, the ideas of it going down are more or less probably, not really valid anymore. So we'll talk about that and look at the dollar and kind of been doing its sideways thing and check out a few other things. Don't forget, guys, I'll be live tomorrow on Scott Melker's Wednesday morning show there at 9:30. I believe it's 9:30 a.m. Central Standard Time, Eastern Standard Time. You'll have to check my announcement on Twitter, TX West Capital, to verify that, but I believe that's when it is. So we'll talk about charts and whatnot for a bit on that. Hopefully you guys will show up. Let's see here. If you'd like to join us, you can do so here at TexasWestCapital.com. Just click on this link right here. It'll take you. Tier 3 is where it's at. It's all the education, updates, chart requests, all that kind of fun stuff. And so hopefully we'll see you guys joining in, right? And here we are now. So I had talked last week about it potentially making a run up toward 50,000. And so this weekend, let's see here. Yeah, this weekend going into Monday there, we hit this 48,000 and some change. So that worked out really well, kind of doing what we were expecting. Right now, it looks like there's two possibilities here. One is that we've got, let me make sure here, because we just had this drop here all of a sudden. Let me see, did we get 90% of the way up there? Yeah, we did. So it's possible that we've got a B, and we're working on a C here for 4. If that's the case, it should end up targeting this general area here where wave 4 ends. The other possibility is that wave 4 is done, and then this is a 1, and then A, B, C is a 2 finishing off here. Let's see here. If that's a 1, 2 right there. Let's see, what do we got here? We'll have gone about 70.5% already. So possible. Let's see here. Yeah, this is not impulsive here really. So I mean, it looks more like it may be an A and a B and a C, or an A, a B, and a C. Some kind of ABC in here. But, in either case, we should be looking at a bottom in this area here and looking for that rally back up. A breakout above this interior swing high here at the 15-minute R1 pivot right around 48,000 and some 48,030 or so. Once we get if you get a breakout above that, that's going to say, okay, well, wave 4 should be done, or wave 2 of 5 should be done. We should be headed up. So who's here already? We got Oscar, we got Chris, we got Claudio. Who else we got here? Teo checking in from the wrong side of the planet, he says. In other words, all those big moves happens when he sleeps. Nevlusian, Corey, what's up, man? Good to see you checking in for a live stream. Hank is here. Let me see here. Who else is here? Alan, what's up, man? Super busy recently? I can't even say it. Yeah, me too. I can't even talk. Let me see here. I think I said hi to Hank already. Esteban's here. Crypto Mowgli, Mike Slane, Mark Chinar. What's going on, guys? Michael Williams is here. Chanman, what's up? Bamboo. Andrew Bennett is here as well. He says, maybe we test the 45.5 mark. Turns to support. I don't think so. 48.5 gets you in the middle of nothing here. And so I think if you hit that, you probably head on all the way down here to, just below 45. But I don't think we go there. I think this is the range here. If we look at this range right here, so basically what you'd be looking at more or less would be your preliminary supply here, buying climax, automatic reaction, local selling climax here. You've got your up thrust here, and you're coming back, and either you print, a spring or an LPS. So a spring would say this is wave 4 still as an A, B, C as a flat. An LPS, where it stays above that swing low, would say that this is, again, 4 and then 1, 2 of 5 heading up. So I think that's kind of where we're at. As we get down to this 15-minute demand structure right here, might give us a bounce. We're sitting there hitting that right now. Let me see here. Yeah, we'll see if we can get us a bounce out of here. That 15-minute RSI is almost into oversold. Stochk RSI is oversold. 1 hour has a bit further to go here, but right now we've got hidden bullish divergence. So we've got higher lows here on the price. We've got lower lows here on the oscillator. Stochk RSI is almost into oversold on there as well. 4 hour, we're about to break down into oversold. Again, same idea. We've got the hidden bullish divergence right here locally. And daily's up here, topped out and overbought. Just about trying to break out into overbought on RSI. So doesn't have to be done yet. Could work further up higher there. Let me see here. This is the daily, yeah. So, we'll see what happens here. But, again, kind of expected to continue rallying up a bit further up toward that 50,000 area here. I think that's kind of more or less where we're headed. It's the same thing I've talked to you guys about before. I said we broke out above, through this triangle here. 50 would be that first real level we'd be kind of looking at. So I think that's still what we're looking at here. Let me kind of zoom in a bit here on the 5-minute. Let's see here. Yeah, so if this is a 1 and a 2, then we've got an A, we've got a B. Let me see here. Is this the 90% or not? Just about misses it. But we've got an A and a B, and then we've got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it looks like. Here we are hitting the that 15-minute demand structure and starting to rally up out of that. We have a good deep drop into the 5-minute RSI oversold here. Stochk RSI bottomed out, trying to rally back up. Let's see here. We won't get a bullish engulfing even if it closes up here because it opened higher than where it closed. But nonetheless, breaking out above there, is a strong point to be made. Whoops, let's see here. I don't know. If I'm looking at this range right here, to me, this is definitely looking like accumulation. You've got volume dropping off, and then it kind of picks up here. As it's rallying up through this area here, comes back down. We're getting a good rally out of that. Looking for that to continue higher there. I don't like the drop below the pivot. That's always not really a great thing to see, but we need to see that breakout. We need to see if we can get an impulsive breakout here above the pivot. Otherwise, this could still be, let me see here. What's that high there? 48 and 35.88. 48 and 33. Yeah. So, this could be, a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 still going down here toward this EQ. But if we can get a breakout here above this swing high here around 47,553 or so, I think that signals, hey, this is done here. We're going up. And in that case, it's 4 and then it's 1, 2 heading up here. This would have to be some sort of leading diagonal. So maybe A, B, C is 1 and then 2. And then maybe, I don't know, ABC is 3, 4, and then ABC is 5. I don't know. I think that puts 3 too short. Yeah, it looks like it's going to put that too short there. I guess 1, 2, 4, 5. I guess that could be a really short 5 up there. So maybe like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But I think that's what you're going to have to look for. I think we're looking at it. That would have to be a leading diagonal of some sort if it was to, if this was to be the bottom here and we were to rally back up. So yeah. Let's see who else has joined in. Let's see here. Eureka, what's up, man? HJ is checking in. ARM is here. Jared the Great, what's up? He mentioned me on his stream today. I hope it was good stuff. Let me see here. Hank says, also Sailor tweeted that he would buy Bitcoin, so correction incoming. Leo Wanderlust, what's up, man? Data's checking in here. Oh, this is a reaction to a hack? It's all part of it. I mean, again, it's moved up enough here. Again, with this lack of impulsivity here, it could be an ABC here. And I mean, and I wouldn't expect, if this was to be an ABC up, if this was to be A, B as a flat for wave 4 here, then I would expect this to be a 1, 2. This would be a 3, 4, and then we'd have a 5 again, ending somewhere down in this area here. Doesn't have to break down below 4. Let's see if we do this as a 1, 2 right here. Yeah, see, that gives you a 5. That gives you a 3 right here where we're bouncing. Rally potentially up here to 47,495 or so. And then potentially down on here at 46,950. Or, of course, lower there. Could do that. And that would, again, give you this flat here. And then, in either way, we're kind of looking at least wave 5 target up here. Probably this 49,100 area. If this is a 1, 2. We look back a little bit more up here around the R3 pivot on the 15-minute, right around 49,630. So it just depends on what happens right here. Either way, guys, I think if you're not in yet, you just wait for that movement either to finish here or to break out above this R1 pivot, and that should signal it's going up. Now that doesn't mean it can't move up here, pull back into this, and continue higher. What it means is this would be the end of the correction, and we'd be heading up. So don't enter in here and set your stop loss right here or right below where you enter. That's gonna get you taken out, guys. Okay. Sometimes news does matter, especially if you're looking at 5-minute charts. The news never matters. It gives you a knee-jerk reaction at best. It means nothing to the actual trend. So don't you guys forget that. I know you want to believe it because that's what you're conditioned to do. But, again, if you actually take the time and do the homework and do the research and look historically, news is knee-jerk reaction at best, does nothing to change the actual trend. So, yeah. Let me see here. So that's what we're kind of looking here. Is the 200 EMA the main resistance? I don't know. I don't usually keep moving averages on my chart. No, Hank. EW is not always right after the fact. EW is always right. It's just, what is it doing? If we are, as human beings, can read that wrong at times. Because we can't understand every possible result of every decision and then the decision tree that comes after that, right? So Elliott Wave is always correct. It's just how we read it that is can be wrong. And that's just because we're human, which again is why you have to understand how to trade Elliott Wave. You don't look at Elliott Wave and go, okay, this is what I think it's going to do, so I'm definitely looking at this, this, and this. Instead, you look at it as, okay, well, I think this is happening, so here's my validation level or here's my invalidation level. That's how you trade Elliott Wave. Sadly, most people don't understand that. But anyway, it is what it is, right? Is that Dancer Eddie 13 says Bitcoin 1 hour bounced off the 50 MA. Is that what it did right here? Okay. Good to know. Let me see here. So anyway, yeah, I mean, again, overall, looks like, this range right here looks like reaccumulation on the road to higher, which makes it, again, wave 4 here or, wave 4 down here. I don't know, generally, if you've got a flat correction, generally, especially when it's just a regular flat like this and not an irregular flat. Usually your wave C is going to be an ending diagonal, which means it has to be ABCs, right? Which means there's overlap with waves 4 and 2. So you would look at something like ABC is 1, 2, and then maybe ABC is 3, and you get a 4 back up into this wave 2, and you ABC with 5, and that makes sense with it potentially just targeting this this EQ here around 47,000. That'd be a 90%, almost a 90% retracement, but it is what it is. Right now, right now we're a solid 78.6, and potentially if this is an A and this is a B, well then we've got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It looks pretty clear there. But again, this right here is the real pain in the rear end. Trying to figure out what it may be doing there. Yeah, because again, somewhere in here would be 1, and then you'd have 2, and then 3 would have to end up here. Because it can't end here because it's lower than what you have there, so it has to end here. I guess you could get your 3 up there maybe, and then go an A, B, C for 5. Really short 5. That would be interesting. But again, we'll just see what happens here. We'll see if it comes on back down here and then rallies up, or if it just rallies up. Either way, guys, nothing's changed from what we talked about last week, which is that price is going up. Kind of zoom out here a bit more. We're getting a nice wick on that 1 hour, but there's still 35 minutes left, so way too early to say anything about the 1 hour. The 30-minute, though, about just under 5 minutes left. That's a nice wick there on that. What do we got as terms of volume goes here? Right now, we can look at the difference here in volume and price action. So, large spike of volume, large candle spread. This volume is catching up. It's not quite where it was, but definitely a lot smaller candle spread. So looking like, at this time anyway, more effort, less result in the second candle here, which often is, the signifier that, hey, we're heading up higher there. Now, that there's a reversal in that trend going on. Yeah, I just hate that count right in there. I hate trying to figure that out. It's so nasty and messy. 4 hour, again, looking good, but still 3.5 hours. Way too early on that. Importantly here, you can see that price is running up against this. It's consolidating against this this local channel here, looking for that breakout. So I think we'd have a good breakout. I've got my minimum expected wave parentheses 3 target up here at around 51.5. Right there above that R2 pivot. So it makes sense that if we are to break out of this area, it's going to rally back up. Just generally, you want to look at that R1 pivot on the 4 hour here, right there around 49,000, 49,100 as your initial target. You break on through that, and then you're looking up here toward that 51,200 kind of area. Or 51,500 area up here for that secondary target. And that's just looking at these pivots and whatnot here. If we do get that kind of breakout and we're rallying up there to the R2 pivot, without actually coming down here and rechecking or, checking the pivot as support, again, as I've told you guys before, that's usually a really bullish sign. And so we then usually expect price to continue on up and rally through the R4 or the R5 pivot heading up there. What else? Well, I talked about, about the movement up and how it was looking similar to, these areas here. We kind of had those big moves up like that. And I said, if we were breaking out through here, that's what we'd be looking for. And so that's what we got right here. That's what I talked about last week. So, just a lot of general price action, doing what you expect it to do kind of thing going on. And that's always nice. So that way you can continue to, even if you got nonsense like this where you're not really sure what that count may be, you've got an idea of what may be going on with that price action. So, yeah. Andrew, yeah, he said, nice call on Friday. He said the weekend should be good for Bitcoin. I thought so. I thought it looked like it was setting up for a really good move leading into the weekend. I was talking about potentially, 50,000 area, and we got pretty close there. Again, almost at 48,000 on that move up. So, we had some good movement here. Today's the 29th. So Friday was what? The 25th? Where were we at then? Oh, yeah, yeah. Look at that beautiful bit of movement. 25th. I was seeing y'all. We were talking right about when it was here. And then, man, got this out. I was looking here. There was two possibilities. Obviously, I was saying, well, I'm not sure this. This is a pretty short pullback. It could be done. I don't think it is. We may be heading lower, and I gave you a lower target. But I said, again, if we broke out higher here, then wave 2 was in, and we were headed up toward, 48,000, 50,000. And, that is what happened here through the weekend. So, again, guys, the one thing that you need to understand as traders is you don't have to know what's going to happen. You just have to understand, try to understand what's going on with the price action. You don't have to know that that's the bottom. You have to know that that may be the bottom. And if it is, going through a certain level is going to, confirm that, and you need to go ahead and go long. And if it isn't the bottom, it goes down, you got to have your targets. I mean, this is what trading's all about, guys. If you haven't figured this out yet, hopefully me saying it right now is going to get it through you. Price trading isn't saying, oh, I know where it's definitely going. You're never going to know where it's definitely going. But you can have good ideas of where it may be going, but you still have to understand, even if you do, you still have to understand, listen, here's my validation, here's my invalidation level. Those of you all that are with me in Discord, at TWC there, you guys know that even when I feel really strongly about price action, I still say, listen, it's got to go through here, or it's got to go through, to validate it, or if it goes to this other area, it's going to invalidate it. Because the idea isn't to sit there and go, oh, well, my gut is that it's going to do this, so that's what I want to, that's what I'm going to do. The goal is to make money, right? Now, then that's different from crypto Twitter. Crypto Twitter, everybody's out there, they think it makes their huevos bigger by saying, oh, it's definitely going to do this. And most of the time they're wrong, right? And part of that is that when y'all as new traders come out, that's the kind of thing you think you want to demand. And so people, most of the people on crypto Twitter are trying to, make their money off their influencer status. So they want to tell you what you want to hear so that you follow them and you chime in and all these great things. But it's not really about trading for most of them, guys. I hope you understand that. Real traders, they understand where their validation, invalidation levels are, and they trade according to them, no matter how they feel about anything else. Right? So, yeah. Let me see here. The Wednesday class made you some real good money yesterday, HJ? Yeah, man, those Wednesday classes, I'm glad, man. You guys are killing it. Jeez, oh whiz. You guys keep posting all those wins and those results, and it's exciting. It's exciting to see that. You follow the wrong people if they're constantly wrong. Most of the people on Twitter are constantly wrong. But it's not even an issue that they're wrong. It's just they're wrong, and all they've done is said, listen, it's definitely going to do this. You're following the wrong people if anybody says definitely. The price is definitely going to do something. Those are the wrong people. Being wrong is part of being a trader. But if you're wrong because you thought you knew exactly what it was going to do, that's different. If you were wrong, but you still had your validation and invalidation levels, then you're trading. I mean, there's a big difference in that. There really is. Can I talk a bit about the 2-year, 10-year, and 30-year situation in the USA and what you think about it? Oh, yeah. Inversion, man. This is something I talked to you guys about, God, probably what? I think I might have started mentioning something about it Q4 of last year. And you have to excuse me, a little bit of allergies here. My eyes bothering me. And I mentioned that, when you get the shorter term yields, crossing over the longer term yields, and that's usually an indicator that, then a recession is incoming. But what you're really looking for is you're looking at 2 over 10 or 3 over 10, 3 month over 10 or 2 year over 10 year. Because the idea is that the longer out it goes, the longer the bond date, the more you require in interest to compensate for that time, the time value of money, right? So when your shorter term ones are calling for a higher interest rate than your longer term ones, then that shows that they're concerned about the short term situation. And so they want to get paid for that risk. Yeah. So, it is what it is. Oh no, there's definitely a lot of good traders on crypto Twitter. Sure, there are. Most of them are not really traders, or most of them are, they're just trying to be influencers. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of really good traders out there. And traders that do it differently than I do. Again, you guys know, I like Trader XO. He's a great guy, man. He really, he does his thing the way he does it, and he does it well. Crypto ISO, again, does it really well, but does it differently. And so, Scott Melker, again, he takes a more basic approach to the charts, and it works out really well. So, I mean, there are some great traders out there. Sure. I just want you guys to be careful, because most of them that call themselves trader out there are not really. They're just trying to be influencers and make money off that. So, crypto Twitter is definitely good to learn about new projects. Yeah. But I think you have to be careful on what you actually get involved with, because there's a lot of misinformation out there about projects and all. You guys hear about these rug pulls all the time. So you've really got to be careful out there with that. What gives out Discord access, Andrew? Let me know what you're asking, buddy. Let me see here. So I mean, we're just here looking at some sideways and, again, looking for some further upside here. Let me see here. What's Grayscale look like? I haven't looked at this in a minute. Oh yeah, still looking good. We had the idea that this is reaccumulation happening in here. Volume and price action seem to agree with that. We had some consolidation here. We've broken out here above the this ascending channel EQ. So we should be looking to reach toward the ascending channel resistance there. That'll get us, I think we'd probably do it here in the next few days. And so that'll get us up there, equivalent to, I think, the low 50s area on Bitcoin here. We kind of zoom out a bit here. Yeah, same idea. Get you up here. Yeah, low 50s here. 50, 52, 53, right around that area. This larger triangle that we're looking here. I've got this up here probably around the 60,000 area. I've kind of been adjusting this as we've been playing out here. I've got it around the 60. So we'll see how this continues to play out here. It is possible, as I've mentioned before, that because this is a running triangle, that we can get consolidation higher up. So this could actually end up closer to maybe even 65 with Wave D, and then Wave E pulls down here, to 55 or something into this kind of high volume node. So it's just a short Wave E, and then boom. And you see this strong rally up. So, be watching for that. But, I'll continue to update you guys as this plays out and we get a better idea of where it may be headed with that. Let's see here. I'm sorry, Andrew. I'm not understanding what you're asking. If Discord access to what? As a tier 3 member, that gives out Discord access to correct as well, correct? I don't know what you're asking if it gives access to. But yeah, basically everything education-wise. Oh, no. Okay, I see what you're saying. No, Discord access, no. So we've got 3 levels. Tier 1 is just Bitcoin. So minimum 3 updates a day. When price action gets all crazy and hairy, I'll usually update it, more times. So I might even get 6 or 7 updates in a day. Tier 2 gets you access to that, plus the basic education, trader education, the recorded videos I have. Plus, it gets you access, which by the way, includes the basics of Elliott Wave and the basics of Wyckoff. It also gives you access to multiple intraday and daily updates for stock market, crypto, gold, silver, oil, natural gas, stuff like that. And then Tier 3 is all that, plus 3 live stream educations a week. Mondays is Wyckoff, Wednesdays is tips, tricks, and techniques, and then Thursday is Elliott Wave. And then, of course, it also has chart request and chart critiques and pretty much everything else in there. Yeah. Sorry. I wasn't understanding what you were writing there, man. But yeah, so Tier 3 gets you like all the education and the live streams and everything. By the way, we've been doing the live streams things for, the first one we did over a year and a half ago, and we add in the other two. So, but you get access to all of those that we've done. They're all archived in there. So usually what I tell people with tier 3 is make sure that you're ready to really learn and kind of put in the time, because we've got so much more education that you can ever get through in a month. But even if you only did it for a month, you could get far enough ahead, well ahead of where you would be just trying to learn this stuff on your own on the internet. Yeah. The live streams are actually done through Vimeo, but yeah, no. Yeah. So they're actually done through Vimeo, but the links and the passwords and everything are all handed out there for tier 3 there on Discord. Yeah. Let me see here. What about Solana or Luna? What about them? Asking for a friend. What's up, Tellurouter? Good to see you checking in. Let's see here. So again, yeah, GBTC looks good, guys. I mean, again, we talked about the difference. I think Hank mentioned this on Twitter today. I think I saw something come up with that. But, the thing I talked about here was this ABC with this spring, potentially suggesting that wave 4 is done here with GBTC, but how that differs from your spot right here, which instead of printing a lower low here, a spring, it's actually printing a higher low here, a last point of support. And so, in terms of Wyckoff and how you'd be looking at that. So, yeah, as we kind of look through that, the difference there, I think with GBTC doing what it did, I think that's a good indication that again, as I was saying before, that spot is done as well. And so, that's kind of what we're looking at with all that. I guess I'm trying to say, if you need more confidence that bottom's probably in, the fact that GBTC has completed a nice ABC here is a strong supporting role here that it is done. But, again, you still need to go through areas. I mean, so if this is 3 and this is 4, this is B. And so you would need a breakout above wave B up here, according to Elliott Wave. It's 55.05 there, to signal that this is done, to add confidence to the idea that this is done. Now, what you can do along the way is look for 5 waves up. That gets you a wave 1 or an A. 3 waves back will get you a 2 or a B. And then 5 waves up will get you a 3 or a C. The closer that third wave up is to 100% of the first wave, the more likely it is to be an ABC. The closer it is to 1.618 extension of wave A, of the first one, or higher, the more likely it is to be wave 3. So, yeah, just that stuff that I usually talk about with all that. Yeah, I don't know. It was really smart. Hank tries to give me a lot of credit sometimes, and I'm not really ever too good with that. But, I mean, with GBTC, what I really liked about GBTC was the way how this really kind of works as a reaccumulation here. And so, in terms of Elliott Wave, if we're assuming wave 3 is done at the top, then it's, 3 waves down as a flat correction, right? So ABC, ABC, and then you've got your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 kind of thing. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, how you want to count that there. So, yeah. But that to me signals a lot more likely of a bottom there, because we were still looking. I mean, even though I was saying, okay, yeah, bottom's here, and I believe this is probably the bottom here, we still could fall lower there because all we were doing was consolidating here, right? And I talked about the possibility that, maybe that could be a 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 if this was a flat correction, right? But that goes back to what I was talking about later, or what I was talking about earlier. In that no matter what you think, you still have to understand where your validation and your invalidation levels go, guys. You cannot be a trader and just go, oh, well, I think it's going to do this. And just, that's all that is to it. Put all your money in, all your leverage, and, pray to the trading gods, right? You can't do that. You got to be smart when you trade, guys. No reason to put yourself in a bad situation, right? In 2 days, there's a 75% off sale? No. No. Yeah, again, we put out so much information with Discord that, especially if you're new to Discord, it can be a lot. But it is all subdivided out in channels. And you don't have to follow everything. We've got some Tier 3 members that only follow some things and others just follow other things. Not too many Tier 3 members follow everything because some people weren't interested in trading stocks. Other people aren't interested in trading currencies. Can't believe somebody would not be interested in trading currencies. But but you don't have to feel like you have to look at everything every day there. I do that. I keep up with all of that. It's a lot of work, guys. It's a lot of work. I think I spend about probably about 7 hours a day usually doing the updates just on the daily and intraday updates. That doesn't include really Bitcoin. That's all the other updates. So yeah. That's another thing. Mark says, ask members questions too. Everyone's really, really nice. Yeah. We're going to, most of the people that we have in there have been with me for well over a year. A lot of them been there for 3 years, 4 years. So they've already been through everything. They know a lot of the answers and they will jump out of their seat to help you out. If they get to you before I can answer the question. So, a lot of that camaraderie in there. I can't even say it, right? Let me see here. We need to have a worldwide TWC conference. Well, that's the plan, man. So you guys know I'm looking to relocate to Houston right now. And once I get set up in there, we had talked, right now I'm based here in Boerne, right outside of San Antonio. And I, had right before the pandemic was, right, Hank? I was talking about doing some kind of big conference thing for like 3 days or something on a weekend. And have education and meetups and all this kind of stuff in Kerrville right up the road. And then, of course, the pandemic hit and all that, so that's been put off. But now, moving over there to Houston, whatever, we'll see how the regulations are on everybody flying and stuff like that, especially from out of the country. And I'd love to put something together in the Houston area. Houston's a major airport, so cheaper to get there, easier to get around, stuff like that. I'm close enough to Austin either way. Skip right over that. Elon Musk, in case you guys didn't know, he's kind of moved all his business stuff over to Austin, right? And so they've been building this giga plant there. And I believe they're opening that here in a few days, actually. Beginning of next month sometime. So if you're interested in the giga plant that they do and whatever, do that. I think they said they have something like a 15,000 guest list or something like that. It's huge. The place is huge. But yeah, so lots of good stuff going on there, right? Let's go ahead and jump on here, guys, to the dollar. And so let's see here. All right. So here's what I'm looking at. I think, well, let me go ahead and let me pull up my count first. So you guys can see that. So we've got this kind of going on here. And I think we may have a flat correction with a 4 still. And then a 1, 2. We've got a 78.6 pullback. Kind of like what we do with Bitcoin right now, right? And so we're looking for a breakout above 99.211. That should get us going up in wave 3. But as far as this area goes, the DXY doesn't give you volume. So you have to jump over here and look at the dollar futures on the ICE exchange. And so if I look at this again, it looks like reaccumulation here. Buying climax, automatic reaction, local selling climax down here, automatic rally, secondary test, rallies up, lower high leads to a lower low spring. Volume dropping off as we're going through this, volume picking up on this way up. We've got a test of the spring here on much lower volume than what the spring was, which is what you look for, successful test. Show of strength pulls back, show of strength to the top, dropping down here, last point of support. And within that, I've got these last 2 candles there circled. because we want to look at the volume and price action here. So you have this large candle spread, large candle here, large volume spike, and then on the next one over, even more volume and much less candle spread. So this is much larger than this. And you got this big further movement down on less volume. Supply put in more volume here, trying to get this down further, and they ended up with much, much less results. So the candle spread here, it's going to be this number right up here, is 0.515. This candle spread is 0.23. So this candle spread is less than half of this one on greater volume. So again, supply exerted greater effort and got less result, usually signals a bottom, or at least a bounce area. So we're looking at this LPS. So now we want to see this breakout through the range EQ here, the 4-hour pivot. Get an impulsive breakout above that. That's the first clue. The bottom's probably in there. And then we're going to want to see a breakout above, let's see here, probably this one right here at 99.215. Is that what I said on the other one? 99.211, yeah. So that's where you want to see is that breakout of, and that'll confirm that this is done and heading up. Again, you know, if this is 1-2 here and that's done on that, that's going to give us a wave 3 target up here at 100.7, a wave 5 target up here, just a little bit higher than what I was looking at initially, right up there around 101.33, minimum expected. So, you know, hitting that $100 mark, that's what I've been talking about since January of last year when we were down here, and I said that looks like the bottom. I said we're looking to get at least to 100. I'd like to reach into this area up here, so that's just a little bit higher up there at around 102.2, up into that supply structure there. But yeah. You know, as far as the daily goes, you can see here that the daily, you know, we've bounced out of oversold here coming up. Right now we've got hidden bullish divergence, but that would have to stay like that through the end of the day in order for it to be, you know, mean anything. And so, you know, if this is done here, then it's going to go up and it's going to pull that RSI up, and you're not going to get that hidden bullish divergence there. But you do have these this higher high. You've got this lower high here, so that's a local bearish divergence right there between these two highs. And so that's that pullback right there. So, yeah, I mean, it looks good to go. 1 hour here breaking out of oversold and of RSI and Stochh RSI. So looking a lot like Bitcoin in this area. Again, 78.6 drop. And then Bitcoin here has that same kind of 78.6 drop locally. I mean, it's a different count where it's at, but just that local drop here, that recent drop, we're going there. No, the DXY does not look like distribution. That's what I said earlier. It looks like accumulation, reaccumulation here, based on the price action and volume. So, and then of course, you know, with these two volumes coming down here at the bottom like this, usually signals a bottom. And so we've got that. So now we're looking for a breakout here and then a breakout up here, right here, to kind of give you that confirmation on the way out. By the way, this rally up here, you've got this volume sitting right here, this supply, what we call the creek, sitting right here. So in this area, you're probably going to see a large volume spike as it breaks out and heads up. So that's what I'm going to be looking for. You see that, that'll be your jump, what we call a jump across the creek. It's that breakout again above that supply level. And then most often you'll get a pullback to that supply level. You're back up the edge of the creek, and then it rallies up. But yeah, sometimes it's too bullish and it'll continue going up. But most of the time it does tend to make a pullback there on that. Let's see here. The euro rose because Russia was talking about ending the conflict. Yeah, knee-jerk reactions. Again, same thing. Not a huge fan of Houston, unless it's an avenue in New York City. That's too bad, man. Houston's a great place. Well, the north side is where I'm going to be. And it's an hour and a half to the beach. So Galveston's right down the road. It's pretty central to everything. So College Station, about an hour and a half up the road from North Houston. Austin's about 2 hours away. Dallas about 3.5 hours away. So, and San Antonio, again, about 3.5 hours away. So Houston's a good central area. Plus, it's got a large major airport. So flights in and out tend to be easier and less expensive for people. And there's a lot to do in Houston. Man, oh man. Ton to do in Houston. Huge city, over 2 million people. I think it's the second or third largest city in the U.S. I think it's right there behind New York City and L.A. So, yeah. You used to watch fishing shows from Galveston, catching snappers? Mark? Yeah. But Galveston's a fun little area. But it's a Gulf Coast and not like, the Pacific or the Atlantic. So a little bit different, but still kind of nice there. Texas is so big that Europeans often have no concept. Yeah, it'd take you upwards of 10 hours to get from one side to the other of the state, at least, yeah. Yeah, Dallas and Houston. Yeah, well, here's the thing. You say that about Austin and San Antonio, but I'll tell you what. Dallas-Fort Worth has just kind of come together, so now it's the DFW Metroplex. And I think we're basically seeing the same thing with San Antonio and Austin. So, yeah. I didn't say that about the water being brown, but, let's see here. Oh, Schlitterbahn's awesome, man. Schlitterbahn's right up the road from me right now. There's two of them. There's the one there in New Braunfels and then the other one. Yeah, so natural water parks. They're awesome. Let me see here. What else we got? You know what? Let me get it from Discord here. I like talking about Texas. It's a fun place. A lot to do. A lot of idiots, but that's like anywhere else. But most of the people are really, really great people. Let me see here. Where are my updates? There we go. Dow. Let's see what we got with the Dow here. All right, so Dow. I think this is the way we're seeing with all three of the indexes. So we'll look at all three here real quick. But I've got this as a 1, 2, 1, 2. It looks like we had a throwover of the ending diagonal resistance. So we should see this moving pretty quickly back down toward this area and then continue breaking down. What we're looking for is if it breaks down here below 34, 341, 81, that'll be the first clue that Wave 2 is probably complete. Breaking down below the Wave B triangle support at 33, 245 and 14 cents. It's going to add confidence to the count and say that Wave 3 lower is in progress. Let me see here. Oh, the Riverwalk's awesome, but man, it gets hot in the summer. It can get busy there too, for sure. And plus, you're right there by the Alamo. You can learn all about that. A lot of Texas pride in the Alamo. E-minis, man. So here's what we got going on here. I've got this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 now. We had this breakout above because I was looking at maybe as a 1, 2, 1, 2. But we broke out above, which gave us the 5 down, C up. We're just above the 70.5, hitting that R2 pivot. Again, potentially looking at this as Wave 5, kind of ending diagonal, thrust up through that. Overthrow maybe, coming back down. So we'll see if we can get that breakdown through it. We need to see a breakdown below 44, 44, and 75 cents as the first clue that Wave 2 may be complete. Breaking down below Wave B over here at 41, 29, 50. It's going to add confidence to that count and say that Wave 3 is likely in progress. And finally, the NASDAQ composite, guys. Let's see. There we go. Again, same idea. Looks like we've got an ending diagonal potentially going here. Looks like we gapped up, did a throw over. So we'll see if we get some sudden drop down through it toward, toward the wedge support there. Looking for a breakdown below 13,682 and 55 cents as the first clue that Wave 2 may be complete. Further drop down there below Wave B support at 12,555 and 35 cents will add confidence to the count and indicate that Wave 3 is in progress. Wave 2, you may notice, has well, it's attempting to find some resistance here at that wave 4 resistance. As always, wave 2 is usually the first initial target is usually that wave 4 of a lesser degree. So wave 4 of wave 1, usually that first target. And that's kind of where we're at there. So we'll see if we can get that downside there. Let's see here. Wave 3 is the worst. Wave 3s are usually the worst, unless you're in commodities. Commodities, it could be a wave 5. If you're in legacy, stock market, whatnot, it's usually wave 3s that are the worst. So, if that wave 2 thing is completing, then wave 3 down is going to be pretty harsh. Right here with oil, I think what we might have here is a 1, 2, a 3, and a 4 looking for a 5. So we've got potentially here a B, working on a C here. Initial targets at 38.2, retracement at 104.16. Secondary test secondary target is a 50% retracement at 105 and 99 cents. Looking for rejection in that area, take it back down. That gives us a minimum expected wave 5 target of 95.07, secondary target there of $94. And again, that will get us right around that wave 1 support area. And as I always say, most often your first subwave of your next wave ends around the previous larger degree wave termination point. So it kind of aligns with what we normally expect, so we'll see if we can get that headed down there. I know everybody's still talking about $300 oil. Right now, does not seem very likely at all. But that could always change. We'll see how it goes. Let me see here. Hank's talking about biases. Sure, I think it's going down, but again, we read the chart as it shows there. So stocks are doing just fine. Can I screenshot that and put it up there when they drop real bad? Oh, I'm not the type to do that. But hopefully if it happens, you'll come in and go, oh, God, I guess I was wrong on that one. Silver. And, of course, if it goes up, I'll say, okay, yeah, it is what it is. It didn't go down. But we've got our invalidation levels on that. So, again, we're not like, oh, it's definitely going down and that's all it is. Go all short and, all leverage and not worry about it, right? All on margin and whatnot. That doesn't make a lot of sense. It's not how we trade, right, Hank? Always got the invalidation and validation levels. Let me see here. So silver, I've got a 1, 2. We just dipped down here to the daily pivot right there at the 1 hour S2 pivot. Get a little bounce there. I've got a minimum expected wave 3 target here at 23,145. So that's where I'm looking for it to head on back down to. Let me see here. I can probably throw this channel on here. Let's see. There we go. So we're just kind of up there around the EQ. You know what? Let me go ahead and just make this dark. There we go. So again, wave 3s usually break down through the triangle support. So this is a minimum expected wave 3. Could overextend and head lower, but at least looking at that same target we've had since wave 2 up here. Gold, pretty much looking the same way. Let's see here. Yeah, so gold did the drop down below wave 1 here. Overall, looking for wave 3 down here. Minimum expected wave 3 target down here at 1655. Let's see. Kind of on that. So we'll see what happens here. We'd like to see it remain within this channel, but, it may break out a little bit here. But, over the next, what is this, the hour chart? So through early evening, at least, that 1 hour pivot and the descending channel resistance kind of align. But we've broken down out through the this ascending channel support, and we pushed up and got, rejected at it and came down impulsively. So the idea is that we should remain below this kind of area right here as it continues lower there. But again, looking for it to continue on its way down. Guess that's pretty much all of them. Ran through them pretty quick there, didn't I? Let me see here. That's right. Never believe anybody in the stock market or crypto or anything that says they guarantee something's going to happen, or that it's guaranteed something's going to happen. Again, people that do that for two reasons. One, they don't recognize that there are no guarantees in trading, which means you should be really suspect of them as traders. Two, they do know that, but they're going to tell you what you want to hear. So again, as I was talking about earlier, you follow them along, you like their stuff, you comment, you give them more interaction so that they can sell, they can make more money from you in terms of being an influencer. So you guys just have to be aware of that. Like Hank said, there are some good traders out there. I've mentioned a few, but you really have to be careful about the rest of the nonsense on there. It's much, much, much more nonsense than anything else. One of the things I often see people getting caught up in are the new projects that are happening with gosh dog it, crypto. And so, and then people get on there and, it's, like I said, it's a good place to hear about new projects. It's not necessarily the great place to decide if you want to enter them because there's so much bad information out there. Sometimes by the devs and the marketing teams, other times just by people that are, unscrupulous. Again, the bigger accounts out there a lot of times. And then other times, just by other crypto people that are, out there in the crowd. So yeah. Let me see here. What's going on, 83 men? What do I think about AZN, huh? Well, let's find out. Let's see. I'm not a big fan of the range. That's where's this coming at? Maybe a good sign there. Where's this one coming? I gotta see if it's coming in the bottom or top. But yeah, maybe it might be okay. All right. Let me zoom out a bit more. Look at that chart. Wonder if we can get a channel here. Ooh, look at that. That is a lot of volume. Look at this weekly volume right here. That's actually, I like that better. That's right here. And so it just got that little bit lower there and then made a new high and then pulled back, made a new low, and then now it's pushed up, making a new high. Looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4 maybe as like a expanded flat here. That might be 5 on the current rally though. Yeah, it looks like that may be like an ending diagonal going on here. Like I said, this looks like potentially 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe get you that 5 there. It's a big extension on wave 3 there. Two, 6, 1, 8. It looks like a WXY maybe. This correction here. Yeah. Locally here, I like that it came back, retested this pivot here as support, and then broke out to the R1. We should expect, again, normally we expect that to lead to that R1, then to pull it back toward, the pivot area. Let's see here. Whoops. Yeah, see, you've got the point of control right here around that 65, 70 and a half, right at the top of this high volume node. I think that's where I'd be looking for it to pull back at least. If this is going to be one up, then I would look for at least to pull back to around that area right there. It's right there around 57.35, 57.40, right there around there. And then if you can get a breakout above that, then you're good to go in that point. Actually, sorry, that's not the same. Let me pull it all the way back here. So 38.2 to 50. Okay, this makes a lot more sense. Yeah. So again, usually when you come up through and you finish 5 waves up at the R1 pivot, pulling back to the pivot itself should give you the 38.2 to 50% retracement area. So that makes sense there. Okay, yeah, I had to pull this locally. So if we get that move down, and this is 1, 2 right here, gives you a 3 up here at about 90 and 20 cents, and then a 5 up here right around 97, almost $98 on that. So yeah, so what I'd look for is to see if you get that pullback down toward this area, stays above the pivot, rallies back up. They should come down in 3. Like that or whatever. And so when it does, what you're looking for is a breakout above that, wherever this happens to be, wherever this pullback happens to be. You're looking for that breakout above that to kind of signal, okay, let's go. So that's what I'd look for on that. Have a great day, Mark. Let me see here. I can't read. Let me see here. You got red on blue for me here. Oh, Pooh Jackson. Could the large move down in Bitcoin from the November highs to the February lows be wave A from a larger ABC? Let me go back to what you're looking at here. It's daily. So your question is, could the large move down in Bitcoin from the November highs from here be in A and then this is B? Well, yeah, I mean, I guess it could. If this is 3 and this is 4 and this is just a short 5, sure. This could be 1, 2 or AB. Sure. There, there's different ways of counting this. I've settled on it as an ABC. Again, for me, as this has continued to play out, I've moved from the 5 here to 3 because we can get 3s, consistently here as price is consolidating. So sure, it's possible. It's possible. But I think, while you keep that in mind, don't try shorting it. Look for your confirmation on that. Because, again, if we zoom out and actually look at it in terms of... Oh, I don't have it here. I thought I had it here. In terms of this as a range here, right? Accumulation or distribution. Again, that price action and volume, it seems to really suggest that it's accumulation here. So if this is accumulation, then you're not likely going to get an A, a B, and a C lower with the way that it's kind of printing at the moment. But yeah, I mean, it's a possibility. I can't say it definitely can't happen. Again, the idea is that this could be 3, this could be 4, and this could be 5 up here. And so, we have to continue to watch it as it develops. And right now the count, really does seem to be this whole idea of ABCs. And then this is a triangle here, an ABC up with a triangle. So we work for another ABC up, going there. And then that just adds the ABCs. A, B, C, A, B, C, A, B, C, A, B, C kind of thing going on there. So yeah. So yes, one more time. It could possibly be, but the correct way, I think, to trade that is to not short it until you get confirmation that it is. Because a lot of times what people get is they'll be like, they're trying to be, counter trend. They're trying to trade counter trend just to trade counter trend. I'm not saying you, I'm saying a lot of people in general. And so what that does is it makes you short. You know, like if you think this is an A and this is a B, you know, you short here, comes back up, you short here, comes back up, you short here, comes back up, you know. And you keep getting stopped out on it because you're just, that's the only thing that you have in mind kind of thing. So don't let that be what's happening. Let it play out some to show you that it's going to be a wave B, you know, A and then B here. I guess you're looking at this as maybe as a triangle here for B, right? So A and then our triangle is B and then C here. How far would that retracement be, as a matter of fact? 50% retracement. Yeah, to be a decent retracement for a wave B, sure. And we've got more room here on the weekly. We definitely want to see a nice impulsive breakout above this weekly pivot. If we can do that, and then I would say get above this swing high right here at 52,100. If we can get impulsive breakout above that, and especially if it comes back and retests that pivot as support and then breaks out higher once more, that should signal that there's really no reason to look for lower lows at that point. But until that happens, I think if you're looking at the weekly, yeah, you know, you've still got the potential to fall back. Sure. How's that monthly look? Now, see, now here's your thing. Your monthly, man, look at how delicious that monthly looks. Yeah, I said that. So you've got hidden bullish divergence here from the January 21 low to the January 22 low, right? So in 1 year, you've printed this hidden bullish divergence. And now you're rallying up again, getting ready to break out above that monthly. So the monthly, we've actually broken out above the previous swing at 47,990 because we hit here 48,240. But we definitely want to see some follow-up through and then a close above and then to remain above that pivot. You know, again, the same way that we would look for that the weekly. And that would be a good indication that bottom's probably and we're heading up. Not only do we have this hidden bullish divergence here, but we've got this almost bottomed out and oversold. Now we're crossing bullishly this month. So, you know, we've got another couple more days here to the end of the month. This can hold up. We get a bullish cross down here. Let me see here. I mean, you know, guys, I don't know. Maybe it's just I've been doing this so long, but man, if I look at this right here looks a lot like this right here. You know, it just looks like sideways before higher up, right? In both of them, you get that expanded volume at the bottom at that secondary low there. See that? You have volume on this one, and then you have volume on this one. You have volume over here, almost to the low. These two right here is that low. And then you have volume here. So now while volume is less here, you know, again, this was that big move in March of 2020. And so, you know, this one, not the same kind of thing going on there. But nonetheless, you know, if I'm looking at this and we're coming up here, you know, it looks bullish as all get out right here. But again, we don't trade on gut reactions and how we feel, right? So, yeah. But I mean, just zooming out to that monthly, you know, it looks really good. You know, you've got your volume in this range here. Notice you've got your volume coming in at the lows here and not really at the highs. And then again at the lows. So what does that tell you? That tells you there's a lot of activity going on at the lows, not at the highs. And so the reason why we look at our volume and price action is because we want to see what are the big guys doing. They can't hide their footprints in that volume, right? That volume are your big guys buying or selling. So when you have it coming at the bottom here, it signals that your big guys, your professionals, are buying. And when you have it coming at the top, it signals that they're selling here. You see? Selling. Right here. Selling. Buying. They started selling in right here, but the market kind of pulled it up a bit higher. And then they started buying. Notice they sold here, bought same area. Come up here, comes down, no real selling. Just a little bit, just to kind of get this range going, to push it back down so they can fill their bags more. But again, then you see the volume kicking up a lot more there at that bottom, at that low, buying up again. Yeah. but if we're still in, I still look at this as a continuation of the bull run that we started here. By the way, let's talk about differences. So you're saying that you're thinking about is usually bull runs start after people think there is no hope left and sell it off. Doesn't feel like we got there this time around. Well, so what did we have up here? If you guys were following back then, you remember that up here I said, oh my gosh, all those laser eyes and spaghetti fingers, all that stupid stuff, right? I said, we're probably at some sort of a top here. I said, it doesn't have to be the top, but it's probably some kind of local top at least. And we got that pull off, right? Same idea. We got this rally up here. People were excited again, pulled back. We're getting down here. So here and here, people have told us that it's continuing to go down to 14,000 or 11,000 or lower. That's been the big thing I've seen. So to me, I think we're moving as would be expected. But again, you're not looking for capitulation like this. If this is building a triangle, it's a gradual boredom. It's a gradual sell-off. It takes time. It's not the same kind of mood that you would get in this area here. So if this is a triangle, it just gradually sells off there and buys in until it breaks out higher then. So I think that would be the difference that you would see in that way to look at it. Let me see here. So you think, Hank, that because of the low rally here that there's no real involvement? Yeah, no. You're going to see the volume. Guys, you have to understand, your volume comes in on the breakout. It's usually on that breakout when volume starts to kick up, right? So if you look right here, here's your swing high, right? Here's your volume spiking up. And so always that's kind of where you're at. It's that breakout where your volume starts to kick up. And then it goes up with everything. In the range, you don't normally get expanding volume in the range overall in the range volume. Yeah. Yeah, rally on low volume, exactly. It just tells you that that there's not a lot of selling going on. And so volume price can rise without much effort. Yeah. That's why we look for those big volumes at the bottom there, because that tells us that supply is spent, exhausted, and or just kind of decided that the market says it's going up and they're not going to keep selling into it. Yeah. But once you get the breakout of the range, that's where your volume kicks in again then, like I was showing you there. So, all right, guys. Well, that's it. That'll do you. I hope you guys have an amazing week. I'll be back on Friday, 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. Same place here. Don't forget. Looks like we may be getting one more lower low here. So we'll see what we can get out of that. Yeah, that's 1, 2, 3 up. Yeah. So yeah, it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4. Probably getting a 5 here, down a little bit lower here. Doesn't necessarily have to break the low there, but it could. Don't forget, I'll be on tomorrow with Scott Melker there at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on his show. So I hope you guys have a great week. And the rallying up on lower volume is an indication of distribution? No. Distribution is noted at the tops. Accumulation is noted at the bottoms. That's the easiest way to recognize it. But anyway, you guys have a great week. And, again, you can join us over here, TexasWestCapital.com. Just click on that link right there and sign on up. Tier 3 is where it's at. We'd love to have you with us. You guys have a great week, and I will see y'all, on here on Friday, but potentially you'll see me with Scott there tomorrow. Take care, guys.